Hello, my name is Caitlin,
My name is Mariam.
and this is the Colorguard Creative podcast. So in case you guys haven't noticed, Bella didn't say hello. Welcome, Mariam. Hi, Mariam.
Hi, Caitlin.
I'm super excited for you to be here.
I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, so we have to do a little bit of an intro with you because nobody knows who you are. You've never been on this podcast before. So we're going to do a little intro. So I want you to tell me what you've done in the Colorguard world and then what you do on the outside of the Colorguard world.
All right, so currently I am a assistant color guard director at a cadet unit, so that's middle school for all of the newbies out there. And then I am currently the head color guard director at a local high school.
Nice.
They will remain nameless though.
Yeah.
And so yeah, outside of color guard, I am studying applied behavioral analysis to become a board certified behavior analysis, and that's essentially I just study people's behavior and I help them through challenging behaviors to then be more socially accepted, you know?
Nice.
Specifically with like our autistic friends. So.
That's awesome. I love that. And then what are your hobbies outside of Colorguard? Do you have any?
Oh yeah. So I like to travel to beaches.
Heck yeah.
I know. I'm like trying to start this hiking journey, you know, because I'm like, well, I like walking, so why not do hiking too?
Out here in Texas, right?
What hiking in Texas are you talking about? They're like, it's flatter than a plateau almost. Like,
I literally, when you said that to me, I was like, what hiking? But you know,
no, like, I mean, you can
there's
go
some.
There's a little bit, but if you go like West Texas, that's when you start seeing all the mountains.
Yeah.
But it's like here in North Texas, it's like you have to go to like a national park or something or a state park. So yeah,
well, I have to take you to Arizona because Arizona is some of the best hiking in the country. I'm not even kidding you.
Oh yeah, like
it's amazing out there.
This girl I work with at my program, she just got back from Colorado. And
oh yeah, Colorado's good too.
Oh yeah, but she was like telling me that they drove down from Colorado, like drove through some reserve land for like Native Americans, I guess.
That's awesome.
And then like came through Texas again, and she was just like, it's just beautiful. So
it's so beautiful. And I did some hiking in North Carolina too, but in North Carolina it's very green. It's very like, you know, that kind of mountain.
Okay.
Out in Arizona, Arizona's very unique, and people don't know that, like, even though it's a desert out there, it's super mountainous, and then when you go further north, it's very like green as well, and then you got the Grand Canyon, you got Sedona and all that kind of stuff. So I'll have to take you out there and take you on a real hike.
Let's go. Well, I mean, and I'm also that person that will just sit there like 2 a.m. on a Sunday night scrolling through the flight plans, seeing like, where can I go
for cheap?
So yeah.
Yes, I love that. Well, we're gonna do a little bit of a recap what we did with the last episode. If you didn't listen, make sure you go and listen after this one. But we did a recap of you know, what we're kind of doing to prepare for band camp at that time. And then also we talked about the hiring process for our 2 techs. I didn't know if I think I told you we hired 2 techs.
Yeah.
One is an intern tech and one is just a regular tech. And we did, you know, hire them, and we had like a lot of applicants apply, a lot of really great people apply. But we were able to select 2 people, and so we kind of talked about that process last time.
But congratulations on getting that done, because I know how stressful it can be.
It's and I'm so glad we did it. And when did we do it? May? Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, we did it in May. And so we've had this whole, you know, summer to kind of get not only those techs up and trained, because you have to train your people, but also to get them kind of used to the kids as well, and like all of that kind of stuff. So that was really fun. What we're going to be talking about today, though, is we have a story submission that we'll talk about in a little bit, but I want us to talk about our band camps that are fastly approaching. I want to know a little bit about yours and like what your schedule looks like and all that, because it's different from mine. So I would love for us to talk about that. And then we'll also talk about the story submission.
Can't wait for that one.
So let's go ahead and talk about band camp. So I don't know if I've told you, but I have 4 weeks of band camp, and our band camp is starting next week. And we have the first week is our technique camp. The next week is choreography camp. And then the 2 weeks after that, it's pretty much like review and like start learning drill and all that. So I know you're going to Hawaii.
Yeah.
When?
Literally 12 hours after my first day of band camp. So
I love that energy.
Yeah, speaking of that 2 a.m. Sunday morning, Sunday night adventure.
So you're going to Hawaii, but what's your schedule look like?
So actually before I got here today, we had a staff meeting. We got
nice.
Officially the clan got to meet together, all 5 of us, because we have 2 new additions to our program.
That's awesome.
And then after we met, we showed the new people around the high school, went and introduced ourselves. We have new administration this year, so we went and introduced ourselves to our new principal.
That's awesome.
At the high school, and then we did the same thing at the middle school, and then after we went to the middle school, we went to the admin building. Yeah, it was fun. It was
because your school is a little bit smaller, right?
We're 3A.
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, small school, small town.
Yeah.
And so after we went there, then we finally sat down, talked rosters, talked game plan, because the Color Guard has their choreography day this Saturday.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
It's this Saturday.
So
fast approaching.
I'm not ready. But yeah, so we have Color Guard camp that Saturday. I'm a little salty, but it's okay.
About what?
So we had reserved gym space back in May.
No, don't tell me gym space.
Oh, yeah. We reserved gym space back in May, and you've seen my campus, so you know there's nowhere else for us to go.
There really isn't, because you guys don't have a field house, do you?
We do, but it's used as the weightlifting room. So,
yeah.
Or we would go there, but we can't. But our cheer program, unknowingly, not by any malicious intent or anything like that, but just by she's new to the district. Yeah, she didn't realize that this was the process on how to reserve the gym space, so it was double booked. But because hers is a camp that is paid for from Pee-wee all the way up to high school,
hers took priority.
Hers took priority because hers was a fundraiser and people have already paid there.
What?
Yeah,
they can do that.
Unfortunately.
Can people come fundraise my band camps?
Well, just to put a seed out there in the world, I am currently working with my band director to do a small school color guard camp for next summer.
Oh, that would be so much fun.
To then allow not only the students an opportunity to learn and grow, especially from programs that probably don't have the resources of a color guard director, but also provide an opportunity for the directors to maybe learn some skills as well.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. So
you're doing the choreography thing just one day though, and it's all day, right? On Saturday, Saturday. And then you're doing when does everything else start?
So Saturday. So today I had the meeting with the band directors. Tomorrow I'm meeting with the drill writer so I can start planning choreography. Yep. Saturday I'm teaching choreography.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And then I leave for Hawaii Sunday. I come back on Thursday. No, I really come back. I hop off the plane on Friday morning at 6:30 a.m.
Dang.
And then I'm going to a leadership / color guard / percussion team development workshop thing.
Same day that you
same
land?
Day at 9 a.m.
I hope you sleep on that plane.
I probably won't because there's an hour and a half layover in LA.
Oh no.
I know. It's fine though. It's fine. And then I'll be zened out. I just got back from Hawaii. How happy will
You're gonna be all tan and beautiful.
I know. But and so then after that, so that's next Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday off, and then color guard camp on Monday, the 22nd.
Oh my gosh! And are you guys gonna be kind of teaching more choreography and then all that kind of stuff until we can start learning drill? I know a lot of us really take full advantage of the 1st of August we start learning drill because that's by state of Texas they require us to not learn any drill until August 1st. So I know a lot of band programs are it's August 1st, but it's a Wednesday. I don't care.
Yeah,
we're gonna start learning.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they will have all of Movement 1 choreography learned by the end of that very first week of full guard camp.
I'm crossing my fingers because I got you know, I got to go ahead and talk to my show designer a couple weeks ago. I'm very excited about all the stuff that we're doing, and it feels like we're like in sync, and I'm feeling confident. But the drill writer, like last year, the drill writer didn't write any of our drill until like the August like 3rd or 4th. We didn't get a drill until like August 4th, which is a big deal because like I need to know where to write choreography. Like, do I need to be writing closer to the body choreography during like these 16 counts? Do I need to be like writing a flag hit during this, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like I need to know, you know? So it was hard for me because I felt like I was pushed behind because the drill writer didn't have the drill done.
Oh,
and
for sure. I feel that.
That is so frustrating. So I'm like just crossing my fingers, hoping, you know, I told the designer this. I was like, I'm going to start writing choreography on the second week of, you know, the band camp of July.
Yeah.
I think it's the second. Next week is the second week of July.
This week's the second week of July.
Oh, okay. So the third week of July is when I'm going to start writing choreography or whatever.
I mean, this week's the first full week.
Yeah.
And then next week's
it's kind of weird.
Yeah. And then next week is the second full week.
So I guess technically the third week of July, but the second week of band camp for us is when I'm going to write in choreography. Okay. Well, the show designer knows this. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, I really need to see drill for me to be fully capable of writing drill and not having to change it later.
Same.
Because I'll write choreography, but the problem is me changing it after. It's like I'm doing double work for no reason. So I told him that, and he was like, yes, like I'm going to get all of these notes to him. He's going to start writing drill. And I was like, awesome. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that works out, because that's going to be a lot of work to rewrite all that drill.
Oh, so. Trust me, I'm already dreading it. Like, I'm hoping, because last year our drill writer, he wrote beautiful drill for the guard.
Oh, that's so exciting.
And
I love a drill writer that writes good drill for the guard, because I feel like the guard is always...
They're the redheaded stepchild.
Yeah, they are, like in drill.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, form an arch in the back and stay back there for 3 movements.
And don't be integrated into the band at all.
Like, okay, this is fine.
I had to... like 2 years ago, I had to rewrite drill all the time for one program, because that drill writer loved him to death, know him on a personal level, but he did that. He just left the guard and an arc behind the band
the whole time,
the majority of the time. And the only
the
only time they came forward was to do like an equipment change, and it wasn't even like the entire guard. It was just like a small group. So like second movement, I rewrote it, and it was a beautiful ballad, and I like had them integrated inside of the band's form. And I just remember us being at area, or no, not area, like region, UIL, mm-hmm. And he was one of the judges, and he got so upset that he saw his drill was changed for the guard.
How are you upset?
Meanwhile, all the other judges
Your drill was
like,
trash.
Well, it wasn't trash. It
was just not good.
It was just there.
Yeah.
But he got so upset. Meanwhile, all the other judges are like, oh my God, I really love how the guard was integrated during the second movement.
Yeah.
Like, this was really nice. Like, whoever your drill writer was for this, kudos to them. I was like, thank you.
AKA Colorguard Director.
Colorguard Director. And so that was
Who needs a check for this drill that I wrote over?
Me, thank you.
I'll be sending an invoice to the drill writer. Thank you.
Yes. And then, I, like that same year, I was working 2 high school programs. So, like, band director I was working with at that time, I don't know what happened with the drill writer we had hired, quote unquote, but we never got drill from him. So she had to write the drill herself, and then she didn't write the color guard drill, telling me I had to do it, and I was just like, I don't got time for this. Like, I'm also finishing my undergrad.
Bro, my first year teaching as a color guard director, I was thrown into, like, okay, so back in the day we didn't have apps or anything.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm old, y'all. I didn't have an iPhone until I was in college.
Girl, I had a Nokia
and
all through high school. What you talking
like,
about?
My high schoolers didn't have like iPhones, you know. I thought I was like the cool kid by having an iPhone, you know. But
so
we
had
didn't
like the iPhone one.
Yeah, we didn't have like, we had dot books, you know.
Oh, I remember those.
We had dot books, and then the staff would have binders with clear sleeves, and you do the clear sleeves with paper in it because you can take the eraser and, you know, write on it and all that kind of stuff. Well, my first year as a color guard director, I took this job, and I loved the band director. He was awesome. But he literally gave me the book of drill, and he was like, "Oh, by the way, the color guard is not written in. You have to write the color guard in."
No.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so like, do I just have creative liberty to do whatever I want? And he was like, at this point, just get him on the field. And I was like, okay.
Block formation.
So actually it turned out really good. You know, it was my first time doing
That's
it.
awesome.
Like, you know, so it's not like we were like going to Bands of America or anything.
I mean,
you know, like we were just like going to local shows. It wasn't like a big program or anything, but like that drill looked really good for the color guard. But let me tell you, I never want to do that again.
Oh,
literally writing drill in a hot parking lot the day that the entire band is learning the drill that I am writing for the color guard. It was the worst.
If I ever have to write color guard marching band drill again, I would love to get the drill a week before we're teaching it, so that way I can do all
that. Is literally like, you shouldn't even be asking for a week before the drill. Like, you need it like a month before.
I mean, that would be like perfect world situation.
Yeah,
but
that's never
I'm
gonna
just
happen.
staying realistic over here.
If you are a color guard director and you are being told to write drill, that was not planned.
That was not in my contract, sir. Thank you.
So let me send an invoice to whoever I need to send an invoice to for the drill writing.
X and X. Band program boosters.
Yeah. So yeah, I no thank you. That is a no-go for me. So yeah, but that's kind of like what we're doing right now. You know, anything else that you got going on? When does your school go into like school mode? You know, when is the first day of school?
August 13th, the Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're August 12th. So we're literally like band camp all the way up until like that, like first week of August, and then the next week we literally start school, and it's like then it's like full schedule. So
let's go. Yeah, we have band camp on the 12th, and then we have the first day of school on the 13th.
Oh really my God, you have band camp on the 12th too?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, we want to get we're going to BOA this year.
What? You are? Where? Which one?
I don't know. I just know we're going to one of them. It's the same day. It's the same day as the Salina Invitational. So.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. What that is either.
I know this year. I don't think we're going to BOA, but I know that we're going to go to like, you know, a lot of, you know, competitions this year. I know we have a pretty good schedule this year, so I'm excited about that. Side note, I'm just ready to start Winter Guard again.
Aren't we all? I feel like we're just like, fall is conditioning. Yeah. Fall is conditioning.
Don't tell the band directors, lad. If you're a band director, close your ears. Plug your ears.
These are not the color guard directors you're looking for.
Fall is for conditioning. Fall is for training. Yes. Okay, let's go into our little mini break. So we will have a mini break to talk about our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors. But it's a nice little break before our story submission. So if you want to sponsor us, please, right now you need to send a message to Colorguard Creative at Colorguard Creative on Instagram. Private message us. Let us know if you're interested. If you know of a company that supports the Color Guard activity and you think that they would be a good fit for a sponsor on our podcast, go ahead and send them over our way. Also too, let's see, what else do we got? Oh, our course is launched, so make sure you go and check out our courses. We do have our free Performer Leadership course. We also have a free Color Guard calendar by season. And then we have our $95 basic instructor course. Gives you all of the foundation that you need to start your Color Guard career as an instructor. So if you are just now stepping into being a Color Guard instructor, or you are a seasoned Colorguard instructor, but you have never had that formal training and nobody's ever done that for you, this is also great information. $95. It's so much information for a lot of, great things. So make sure to check out our course. Also, make sure to follow us on social media. That's at Colorguard Creative on Thread, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify.
Anything else? What about Facebook?
Actually, we are starting a Facebook.
Okay.
I haven't figured out how to fully get that going. But yes, we are going to have a Facebook. I just don't know how to take away the add friend and to add the follow button.
I'll help you with that later.
That would be great.
I got you.
So y'all, if you find us on Facebook, go ahead and follow us on that as well. And then story submission. So we're going to be reading a story submission today, but if you want to submit a story as of right now, please go ahead and submit that story to our Instagram private message. We will not call out your name or anything like that, but we will read the story. So just leave out names and that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of a little bit. Also, social media wise, you have a social media on TikTok.
I do.
What is it?
It's the Spinning Swiftie.
Heck yeah.
All I do is just, most of the time, I just go after a really stressful day and decompress,
Heck
spin
yeah.
a little bit some music. Sometimes you'll find some improv work that is ooh, that was questionably cut there, but that's
okay.
fine. And then I do like posting my fail videos on there too, just
Yeah.
to keep everybody hey, I'm a director, and
Exactly.
I mess up too.
Yeah, it's okay.
You'll see one of me decking myself in the face hard with my rifle.
Really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one
I was
yet.
doing a double 45
Mm-hmm.
on my rifle,
Oh.
and it hit me right here on the cheekbone.
Did you get bruised?
No, but
wow.
my sinuses were never more clear in my life. I'm not kidding. I had
It cleared you up.
It really did. I was like, wow, this is what breathing feels like.
I am deceased. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yep.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've been hit in the face a couple of times for sure. But never in my nose. I did get my eyebrow a couple of times, which for me, I always got really bad black eyes. So I'm surprised
Really?
you didn't get a black eye.
Nope, it was right here. So
On your
right on
cheek.
my cheekbone. And
Yeah,
so
but still,
it
I would
was
have thought that
it was
would've
tender,
bruised.
but there was no bruise.
Huh.
Yeah, it was, and let me tell you, you could hear the whack in the video too.
Really?
You can't hear it now because I put music over it.
I love that
but-
energy.
But
Just put music over. It's fine, guys.
yeah, denial. You can't hear it.
You know, one of the ones that I watched several times of yours was you fast forwarded doing drop spins with your rifle.
Yeah.
And that sound was like ASMR or something.
Yes, I know which one you're. That was after
I was
a really hard day at the clinic.
I like that sound. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because it was fast forwarded, so it was click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click.
I want to say it was at 2.5 speed.
I really
Yeah.
I watched it multiple times because I was like, I like that sound.
Yeah. I liked watching the saber one because I could just see the reflection of it, spinning. I was just like,
Oh
that,
man.
that looks nice.
Yeah. Do you have a king saber of your own?
No, I use a DSI.
Oh, really?
Excalibur.
Oh, nice. I've heard good things about them.
Yeah.
I have a king myself, and I hardly ever spin it in any of my videos.
Yeah.
Because I used it during Independent, but
Yeah.
I'm just not a big saber person.
Now for rifle, I like using 36 Kings, but I prefer the 37.5. What are they called? Elite. They're DSI as well.
Oh,
So,
I use DSI rifles.
Yeah.
I love their rifles.
DSI rifles are nice.
My favorite rifle is a DSI.
Really?
Yeah, I spun it on Independent. I've had that gun for 2014, and it's still amazing.
Still kicking.
Not sponsored, but DSA.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor me, I'll buy all your rifles. I
Um,
bought all of my
me too,
Colorguard. I bought all of my Colorguard brand new because they were spinning 36s.
Yeah.
Well, when I came in, I was like, no, we're spinning 39. So I bought
Yeah.
all new DSI rifles, 39s, and yeah, they're great. I love them. I have 2 DSIs and 1 King Kong rifle, and I choose my DSI rifle all over my rifles all the time.
4 rifles. One is a trophy rifle. His name is Joey. And
What's a trophy rifle?
It's like a trophy wife, but it's a trophy rifle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's just like one that you have that you never use. I have one of those
beautiful.
too. It's my super old DSI rifle.
Well,
from high school.
So when my first year teaching cadet as the assistant guard director, one of my kiddos grabbed Joey, and she broke. So the only thing holding him together is some wood glue and electrical tape.
Oh no.
I was very upset because
that needs to be hung on the wall like a what are those animals?
Oh no.
But like a wooden mantle thing.
Oh, okay.
Hang it up.
No.
Like a trophy.
No, so he's just sitting in my room, just chilling, living his retirement life. And then I have a 39 King, when I thought I was going to go march DCI and WGI groups.
I like my King Kong rifle, but if I had to choose between my DCI and my King Kong, it's always my DCI.
Yeah, but I prefer my 37.5. Her name's Sheila, and then my 36-inch King Kong rifle. I call him Junior. Yeah, because I have King, like my 39-inch King Kong is called Kong.
Yeah. Yeah, is that what they're called? They're called Kongs? Yeah, they are.
Well, it's called King Kong, but his name is Kong.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because of Godzilla and King Kong. So,
yeah, I got you.
And so I have Junior, the small version. Version. Junior is my go-to, but Sheila, my 37.5 elite rifle, is my backup. So.
I had somebody in high school that spun a 37.5, I think, and it was because she was short or something. I don't know.
I like the way they rotate.
I've always spun 39s.
Really?
When I learned that they even made 36s, I was like, oh, those are for cadet classes, right? No, people actually do spin them, but...
Fun fact, they used to have cadet rifles, and they were 34 inches.
Oh, heck no.
They don't make them anymore. How? And if they do, it's very far and few in between.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I feel like kids would grow out of that very fast, especially in middle school. The kids grow so fast in middle school.
Plus, if you think about it, most 8th graders because color guard's girl heavy. Most 8th graders are done growing.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's giving them that 34-inch rifle is what are we doing?
Yeah, agreed.
It looks like a toy.
Probably why they got disconnected.
I mean, they honestly look like a toy in their hands. So
yeah, that makes sense. Well, and that's what I'm saying is and this is no hate on anybody that spins 36s in their color guard. It's fine. You do whatever you want. You're the color guard director. You get to choose whatever you want. For me, I've always thought those 36s on high schoolers, they look like baby rifles to me. They look like small rifles. So for me, personally, I have always had all of my color guards spin 39s. And then on top of that, too, it's setting them up for success because independent spins 39.
Yeah. Well, I hope my band director's not listening to this, but what he doesn't know, because my group's so novice, is that they're going to learn on 36s. And then next year, not next year, but in the future, we're going to buy a new set of rifles. They're going to be 37.5. Okay,
37.5s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it was the best thing I did for my color guard was buy them 39s.
Really?
And their skill set has just grown immensely over this past year, because it was weird for them at first. Because again, spinning a 36, you can pop that puppy out. You can spin 100 with a 36.
That's why I prefer Junior over.
Yeah, you can spin 1,000,000 with a 36. But when I put 39s in their hands and said, figure it out, they actually, were able to grow that muscle. And then too, it set up my seniors to go spin independent if they wanted to, which one of them does want to, and now she spins a 39, so
she's ready.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor, but if you would love to sponsor me or my group, I'd appreciate it. So my sabers got approved.
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're getting those new Style Plus Valerian sabers. They're only available in 36 right now.
Really?
39s are sold out.
Oh, they're sold out.
Yeah.
Wow.
They I don't even know if it was posted when they would come back in stock. So we just went ahead and ordered.
I imagine those take a long time to make because they're metal,
Yeah. So
I'll let you know how
they do.
Wow.
So, but Style Plus, remember, we're not sponsored, but we'll take it.
We just bought 3 new King Sabers, and man, they're so expensive. But we already have 3 other King Sabers, so now we have a total of 6 King Sabers, which is really exciting because we are going to be spinning saber like all of my rifle line is going to be spinning saber during the winter guard season.
Yeah.
So we had to buy them. So my band director was like, let's just do it. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just do it now and we'll be done with it. And I was like, honestly, okay, let's do it. So I taped them up and I got them and taped them up and now they're sitting in a bucket. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, we just pushed that order through today. So
yeah. Oh my gosh.
We'll be getting them probably.
It's a big check, but it's also like, it's so worth it when you're, Colorguard has good equipment and, they have the proper equipment to spin and be successful.
Well, so, and how I like pitched it to him was like those sabers, they're like $20 cheaper than like going and buying the Excalibur, which is the one I prefer.
Yeah.
I've spun kings before and nothing spins like a king, but I don't know what it is about my Excalibur. I just love it more. But so the Valyrian were cheaper, and I told him, I was like, well, if we can get these Valyrian sabers, then I can also get the gloves for the kids that are going to be spinning these sabers with that $20 we're saving each.
Nice. So
then that way, like, we're technically not spending more money, we're just spending the same amount of money. And so heck yeah, you gotta make sure that you're doing what's right for your budget and your program. And picking out equipment is hard, but at the end of the day you need to figure out, okay, what is this gonna cost us? What can we afford? What is it gonna, how is it gonna benefit us? All of those kind of things. And then you pick the appropriate equipment. And that's the cool thing about a lot of these companies that make equipment for Colorguard is that they do have a wide range of different equipment, which is really nice. So if any of those companies want to sponsor Colorguard Creative, hey, if they want to sponsor me too, but you know
DCI
what?
Looking at you because I love your rifles,
right? Did you know I ordered these amazing socks? Also not a sponsor, but I'll take sponsorship.
Wait, what's
Paula?
The ones that got
the ones that are sponsoring, I think, Santa Clara Vanguard right now.
And Paramount. Really? Oh, yeah, the ones that sponsored Paramount during the last winter season. So how are they? Like, I've heard great things about them. Oh my
gosh, I ordered like the regular like no-show sock. I ordered the ones that have like your toe and heel out, and then I ordered the ones that are like at your ankle but your heel's hanging out. And let me tell you, it felt amazing.
Really?
Like, I've worn compression socks before too.
I love compression socks.
Me too. But I feel like the compression socks that I get, like, don't give me, they're either A, too small, even if I buy them in the size that says will fit me, or B, they don't truly compress. And so these, as soon as I put them on, my feet felt like they had so much energy.
Did you feel like they were true to size?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like, I got a medium.
Oh.
All across the board. And I was astounded. I was like, whoa, this is amazing.
So do they squeeze your ankles too? Because I injured my ankle this past winter season when I was writing choreography. And again, I'm getting old, so it's going to happen, right? I'm going to tweak something and it's going to hurt for a million years.
Yeah. But
I injured my ankle this past winter season, and I don't have an ankle brace now, but I definitely like wake up on some days and my ankle is so stiff that I can't even like really bend it and walk it.
Yeah.
So do they have ones that like squeeze the ankle and stuff?
So the ones that I got that have the toes and the heel out, they did compress like right here on my leg, right here.
That's
and right
really
here.
Nice. So on your ankle and on your arch.
Yeah, but it didn't feel like an ankle brace, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that's what I want, because I hate the feeling of ankle braces.
Yeah, it didn't feel like an ankle brace. Like, it didn't even feel like I was wearing a brace.
Wow.
Like, it just felt like my feet were having a hug they needed.
Oh, man.
Like,
I might have to buy some of those.
Oh, it was worth the money.
Yeah?
And I got it on the 4th of July sale, so I got a pair for free.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I saw that they were having a 4th of July sale, but I have to buy other things. Hey, like groceries.
No, I understand.
So if you want to sponsor me so I can buy groceries and socks.
Hey, you know what? I'll just buy more socks. So I'll take the sponsorship. The Spinning Swifty on TikTok.
Yes, make sure you go follow. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to check those out. I've definitely been like looking for some because I'm very big on like compression socks. I love compression socks, and It's just it gets your feet flowing, and like it keeps you warm and your muscles all good to go. And when I spun in independent, I wore compression socks consistently, and it was amazing for the next day recovery.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I would wrap myself up. I would have 50 million layers on and all that kind of stuff, because it's all about keeping your body warm.
Oh yeah.
And sweating, so then your muscles stay active, and all that kind of stuff.
It's not a longer recovery.
Exactly. So I'm gonna have to check those out. So then
highly recommend. You know what, honestly, I would let my high schoolers perform those socks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like
because Paramount did the no toes, no heels,
no heel and heel,
and they did those for their show, and it just looked like their costume. Yeah.
It looked like so my group, we wear caprizo, is that how you say it?
Capizio.
Capizio, thank you. I always say it wrong.
I was like thinking about it. I was like,
not sponsored as well, but my group wears Capizio tights, but they use the stirrups, and essentially that's what it looked like. It looked like a stirrup.
It looks like a stirrup.
But it stops like a quarter of the way up your leg. So.
That's good to know. Yeah, I would be very interested to see if they make the same like stirrup socks, but they make it all the way to your knee and make it like a compression. That would be really nice.
Paula, are you hearing that?
Yeah, a knee sock that has compression. That would be amazing.
Yeah, because I have a torn meniscus. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's my right one.
Really?
So, yeah, I got it. I earned this privilege when I was working in public school behavior intervention.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Ow.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Injuries. I mean, you're not as old as I am, but
I'm not that far away from you.
I know, but you're still younger.
Oh, calm down.
You are.
Sometimes
I do feel like an ancient person sometimes, especially with some of the younger Colorguard instructors.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my new Colorguard intern, Tech. He's such a baby.
Isn't he like he's fresh out of high school? 18?
Yes, fresh out of high school, 18 years old. He's such a little baby. And it's just so weird to be like, wait, you're only 18. I forgot.
Yeah, it's like that moment like when like you're working in like a corporate job or something, and you're just sitting there and you're like, wait, my work bestie. Oh, but wait, you're like 22 and I'm over here 29. What, huh? Like we're different generations.
I know, it's crazy. I'm like, this is nuts. Because Bella is young.
Yeah.
She's young, but
isn't she like early 20s?
Yes. Yeah. She's 23, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. But then our other tech is early 20s as well. I think he's like 21. And then the other tech, the intern tech, he's 18.
Okay.
So I'm just this 30-year-old around these young 20-year-olds, and I'm just kind of like, y'all make me feel young,
I didn't realize how old the percussion director I work with is, and then the new middle school band director we hired, they're the same age, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm an old lady. They're like 23.
Let me get my cane and walk past you. Excuse me.
Right? But they're what's funny is I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, they're 23, 24, and I'm over here. I'm like, I'm 29. That's not much older, but it's like, dang. So like, out of our whole like director unit, I'm literally in the middle of the pack.
See,
and I'm used to like always being the baby, and now that table's turning.
What am I? So my band director is pretty sure either like late 30s, early 40s. My percussion director, I think, is around the same age as him, maybe a little bit younger. I can't even remember, to be honest. I don't think I've ever known his age. And then our assistant band director, he's young. He's like early 20s, like 24 or something like that.
Okay.
I think. I don't know. I'm very bad at this. And then there's me, who's 30. So I guess I am in the middle of the pack, because two older, two younger, because Bella is younger than our assistant band director. So, I didn't ever think of that. I guess I am the middle of the pack. Look at me.
Well, I'm used to being the baby, so it's like these tables are turning.
I know. Well, and like, I don't think I ever told you this story, but I was walking to go to Colorguard class, and I had my backpack, and I had my badge, around my neck. And I got out of my car, and a teacher was walking in the parking lot, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like looking around, like, me? And she was like, "Yes, shouldn't you be in class?" And I was like, "I am the color guard director. I am 30 years old."
Hey, that is a great compliment.
And she was like, "Oh," I said, "Oh, I'm the color guard director." And she was like, "Oh," and I kept walking, and I was just kind of like, wow, that was a nice compliment. I didn't think I looked young. I think I look 30.
Okay. Yeah.
So me personally, I'm like, no, I look like an adult. So It was weird to be called a child.
Oh, for sure.
I was like, this is weird. So yeah, I mean, got to take it where you get it.
Honestly, yeah.
I still get ID'd at the grocery store, so I'm okay with that. That means I don't look 40. That means I don't look 40. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so we're going to do our story submission. It's actually our first story submission of... Me and Bella haven't done a story submission yet, so this is our first one.
I like to be the first.
So we're gonna... I'm dead. So we're going to talk about... I'm going to read you the story. I would like your opinion on it. Let's have a conversation about it. So everybody, this is how the story submission is going to go. We're going to read the story, and then we're going to chat about the story and our opinions on it and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So... it's kind of a long one, so I'll shorten and just kind of give you the beginning part of it, and then we'll chat about it because that's the main part of it here. Okay. So not sure if you've covered it yet, but in your podcast, I would like to know your thoughts, which we haven't covered this topic yet. So I would like to hear your thoughts on director and student relationships. In my time as a performer in high school, my director would often hang out with students and even invite them over to her house. These students then would be favorited in rehearsal spaces and be given solos simply for asking for them. And then, others that didn't participate would get harassed and targeted by the director, and stuff like that. So what do you think about that director-student relationship there? Director-performer relationship.
I think it's just inappropriate.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and that goes into question, what type of employee are they with the district? Are they... Yeah,
are they contractor? Yeah. Are they a paraprofessional? What are they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are they hired through the school district, or are they a third-party contractor? Mm-hmm. What is their position? And then also, did the band director, unfortunately, have to give the explicit yes and no's of what you can and cannot do with the children? Because obviously, you would think common sense mm-hmm. would dictate, well, one, you don't befriend. You can be friendly with your mm-hmm. kids. You can be nice to them, but you also then you're the authoritarian as well. You have to be the adult.
Yep.
So, I mean,
and there is a power, what do they call that? A power dynamic there, yeah. Where the director has that role mm-hmm. and therefore can put that performer in a situation that maybe they're not wanting to be in, but they don't feel like they can speak up about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if
kind of almost, but not exactly grooming.
Kind of, yeah. Now I don't know what this director did, or no names or anything like that were said, but I don't know what this director would do with these kids at her house. It could be as simple as let's go do a movie night. Maybe she has an at-home theater or something. But still, I'm sorry, but that is a power thing that you should not be entering into as an instructor of any level. Oh, no. If you are an instructor of performers, no matter if those performers are in high school or on an independent group or in a drum corps, that doesn't matter.
No, I agree.
It does not matter. You are an instructor of some level. You have power over them, and that is unacceptable. And then also too, let's talk about this as well. There are going to be viewpoints of the parent and of the performer that maybe you as a director don't agree with, but that is not your place to vocalize those things to that performer.
Oh, for sure.
Like, you know, it's just, you're going to have totally different walks of life on your color guard, you know, performers wise. And it's not your place as a director to tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing with their life. That's on them. You know, now the rehearsal space is a protected space, and it needs to be that way for everybody. But it's also like, you shouldn't be favoriting performers because of their lifestyle that performer might have, no matter how much you disagree or agree with it.
That too. And also, like, going back to like the hanging out with them outside of school hours.
It just gives me the heebie-jeebies.
It gives you the heebie-jeebies, but it's like, those are behind closed doors that are no longer protecting you.
Exactly.
Like, so what happens in that room, there's always three sides to the truth.
Exactly.
There is person A, person B, and then the truth.
Yeah.
So it's like, very easily the story can be misconstrued on you, especially if you don't give in to that individual's demand when they ask for that solo.
Yeah.
It adds like a sense of entitlement to the
Exactly.
student.
Yep.
And then that will create a hostile environment, and that's how you'll kill your program.
Yep. And honestly too, like, when you, as a color guard director, I have learned this, you know, over the course of teaching and all that kind of stuff. Me personally, I don't have favorites on my color guard. I don't have favorites. But do I give performers that I see that are practicing, that are dedicated, that care about the team? Do I give those individuals solos, trios, front spots, all of those things? 100% I do, because they earned it and they're committed.
Yeah.
But I'm not just going to give somebody a solo or a trio or a front spot because they're asked for it and they think that we're friends or something. Like, that's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. We're not besties. Like, I love you, and I will, like what you said earlier in our conversation before we started. What did you say? You said, I will fight for you.
I will fight for you, but I will not fight with you.
Yes. I love that, because it's so true. Like, I am going to be there. I'm going to fight for you. But we're not friends. I am your authoritative figure, and that means that I need to protect you, and I need to protect the program.
Yep.
And those are things that are very important, and that's part of my role as a color guard director. As a director of a program, I need to protect everybody in that program.
Yes. Not
play favorites. And, you know, do what's best for the program and the performers.
I mean, last year I went to a professional development that our local circuit hosted, and I forget the speaker's name, but one thing that she, like, really resonated with me was, if you cannot go and get a drink with a previous student, meaning if they're not 21 or older, you should not be friends with them.
Yeah, I agree.
And her logic behind that was, because if they're 18 years old and they're asking you to hang out with them at 18, they're still talking to the members that are still there. And then on top of
that color guard that you teach.
Exactly. Yep. So now your whole color guard knows exactly what you like to do on Friday, Saturday night, if you choose to do recreational activities at that time. Regardless of time of day or whatever. So they're now finding out how wild you are.
Yep.
Okay. And like, that's just setting a bad example for your unit. And it's, in my opinion, it's still fraternizing with a child, because they're 18, they're impressionable still. You know, the brain doesn't fully stop developing until 25. So, you know,
100%.
They're still learning, they're still growing. So saying that really just
and I really think that, like, the other thing too that I kind of walk the line with, because, you know, my intern tech is 18, I do find it like I am responsible for helping this person grow as a color guard professional. Now, because I didn't teach this person, I never taught them or anything like that. I feel comfortable being able to, like, share more personal stuff, because he knows that, like, You know, you're on the staff, and staff you know, needs to stay aligned and all of those things. But like, I feel like I have more of a responsibility for him because he's 18 to help him grow as a professional. And like set a good example for him as well, because you know, he's young and he is impressionable, and he just graduated high school. And I take that very seriously. That's very important to me, you know. And then my other you know, my other tech, he's also young. He's 21, you know. So I also feel like I have like a responsibility to do the right thing for them at all costs. But also too, because they're my techs, and I've never like taught them in Colorguard, I feel more comfortable, I guess, like maybe sharing some more personal stuff with them, because I've never taught them. So I'm like, I'm okay with that, you know. But I completely agree. I think that you as a director or as an instructor of any level on a Colorguard, you have a responsibility to protect the performers. And it doesn't matter what the age they are. I'm sorry, but like, you should not be fraternizing with any performer if you are in a leadership role, like an instructor.
Like, one thing I learned when I was a manager for a restaurant, they will stay nameless as well, is like, my GM at the time, he told me, he's like, hey, you are the boss, and these people here, they are your subordinates. They will gang up against you quicker than you think they would back you. So you have to watch your back. Like, you have to protect yourself. And so he's the one that gave me you can be friendly with them, but you can't be friends with them.
Yeah. And that's 100% with your performers. You can be friendly with them. That's completely fine. Like, that makes you human, right? To your performers, and that makes them want to follow you. But you cannot be friends with them.
No. Because then it just... Like, there's
creates
just
problems.
So many, it creates problems. It creates cliques within the guard. And, you know...
Which we're already trying to avoid.
Yes, we're trying to make it family-oriented, and it's not happening, because now there's cliques in the guard. And people just feel like they're being pinned against each other, and, you know, so it's really hard. So, you know, like, any new directors out there, I really, like, suggest looking at, like, behavior models, like, of positive reinforcement, like, for your groups, because like, that's how you create positive behavior.
Well, if they take my leadership course, I actually talk about that, and that's free.
There you go.
I talk about, you know, like, for student leadership specifically, like student or performer leadership, it's so important for you to, you know, lead by example. And I think a lot of, especially like band, because there's so many of them, like during marching band season, there's a lot of like section leaders and stuff that all they do is like yell at their rookies.
And
I'm
not
like,
doing anything.
That's not going to make them stay here, you know? And if they do stay here, then they're going to be like traumatized.
I was very,
like,
speaking of rookies, I had like 9-10 rookies last year.
Yeah, I remember.
And all of them retained.
That's amazing.
I know. I was so scared one or two would drop. But God bless America. Like,
oh my gosh, that's awesome for you. I am so nervous about this. After the kids that I have in this guard graduate, so next year, 2025, 2026, is that what it is? If I don't get more kids in my sophomore or freshman age range, I'm going to be
SOL
screwed. Because but
thank you.
You know, I think that it's important for your students to be taught right leadership as well. And then on top of that, you as a director, as an instructor, need to be taking courses and taking educational stuff. I have done so many courses and trainings and all of that stuff, and a lot of it was adult-based learning, because I was and you know, in the past, a facilitator for corporate. And in a lot of my training, when I became a facilitator in the corporate universe, in my initial training, you know what we mainly talked about? We didn't talk about the curriculum that we were teaching. We taught about how to teach. This is what, you know, you need to look at adult learning theories, because a lot of these, you know, teenagers, the majority of the color guard, you know, performers that exist in the high school realm, they're like mini adults, you know, they have more developed brains to take on more complex learning styles. And all of my adult learning theory stuff that I, you know, took courses on, I was, you know, all of that kind of stuff I took training on. I apply all of that adult learning stuff to my color guard, and it works.
Oh yeah,
it works so well. So if you could do yourself a favor and take courses, take trainings, read blogs, and look up adult learning theories, look up how to instruct you know, adults, because the adult side definitely has helped me more. Because when I was researching, when I stepped back into color guard, I was researching, like, you know, kid learning styles, and they just don't really fit with the high schoolers.
Oh no,
they just don't, because those are more geared towards like little kids.
Yeah,
you know, the adult learning styles were definitely a lot more fitting for my high schoolers.
But I can say, how you motivate a kindergartner is not that far different from how you motivate a high schooler.
Do you want a piece of candy for completing 100 directions?
Honestly, yes. Like, I make challenges. Like, I have whole group contingencies for my kids, for my high schoolers, and I have like individual contingencies. And so, like, the individual contingency is like, you didn't drop the whole performance, or you performed the whole performance, whatever it is that day, whatever it is we're working that week. They got that piece of candy, and then the whole group was, on Friday, I'd get them Sonic.
Oh.
Like a Sonic drink.
Wow.
And like, I would only do that on contest weeks.
Oh.
Because it like helps motivate them
to
work
idea.
harder.
Yeah.
So like,
a word-based system.
I'm very big on like behavior science, hence my master's degree program is in that. So it's like, I'm very like, I know how to motivate people. I know how to get them to want to do things. And you know, that's like something very needed in like everyday life for everyone, because like,
everyone pretty much, you know,
without
managers in everyday life, like they need to be knowing that. So.
Exactly. Would you go to work without a paycheck?
No.
That's your incentive to go to work.
Yeah.
So same thing for these high schoolers.
Yeah.
Like they need some kind of incentive. And honestly, like a Sonic drink, there's like 20 kids. I'm just rounding up, 20 kids. That's $20.
Yeah.
I can't afford $20 to spend on my kids once a month.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind doing that.
Yeah.
So.
No, I like that, you know, award-based systems. And then, you know, because looking back, also generational. I know when I was in high school, I had student leaderships that were, some were good and some were not good. And when I became student leadership, I knew what I learned from their mistakes and knew what they did wrong that affected the color guard, and I wanted to make it better. And I still have, to this day, a rookie that reaches out to me every now and then, likes my stuff on Instagram and stuff.
Love that.
That I helped as a senior captain. And like, I made so much of an impression on her that she still, like, you know, holds me in a nice respect. And it was because I cared about her and I wanted her to develop, and I wanted her to grow, and I grew from the, you know, mistakes that my other leadership had. But, you know, bad leadership on your color guard, including instructors, can literally kill a program.
Oh yeah. One other way, like, I motivate my kids, and I was telling you briefly about it a week or something, but for my technique block, I have my kids, I let them compete for their spot. So I'll place them at the beginning of the year, and I'll, like, based off, like, where they're at technique wise, front of the block has the more, like, consistent, you know, people, back of the block, you know, and then it goes, fades into the rookies. And so last year, I had quite a few times when, especially my rookie, would, like, challenge a vet for their technique block spot.
Nice.
And the vets, you should have seen them. They were shaking in their boots. They were like, this is so nerve-wracking. But my rookies came up so fast because they saw that they had an opportunity to move up.
Yeah.
It wasn't this is where you live for the rest of the year. It was no, this is where we're going to stay for the first about month. And then after, we've established the season and everything, then you can start competing for your spot.
Yeah.
And that's the only way my rookies caught up real quick to everybody else.
Yeah. No, I like that because, the other thing too is that, did you know that only 18 minutes a day, 7 days a week puts you in the top 4% of whatever sport that you're doing?
It doesn't shock me though.
18 minutes a day of practicing outside of your, regular practice hours. 18 minutes. That's only 2 hours and 6 minutes a week.
And you know what? I've been telling my kids, you just got to go spend for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling them. So I wasn't far off.
Yeah, you're really not. And imagine if your entire color guard went home and practiced 18 minutes a day, 7 days a week, or 2 hours and 6 minutes a week. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. And that puts you in the top 4% of any sport.
That's amazing.
And you know what? I believe it.
Well, because if you think about it, the more often you have something in your hands, the more consistent you'll become and the faster you'll learn it.
100%.
And that makes sense for that 18 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Because it's in your hands. So I worked at a school that had a block schedule, and I had the same situation as this past year where I had the majority of my guard were rookies. That school, same thing, the majority of my guard was rookies. So one way I curved it was they had Monday, Wednesday was color guard first period, and then Tuesday, Thursday was a different first period class, and then Friday they had a half the time, but it was first period color guard.
Yeah.
So Monday, Wednesday, Friday we had guard in the morning during class, and then Tuesday, Thursday we had after school rehearsal. So every day they had equipment in their hands, and we had it. So they had hour and a half. Let's just say 4 hours with class time, and then they had 6 hours with rehearsal time.
Wow.
So they had about 10 hours a week.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I've seen it time and time again, and people, the other thing that I will say is that for you to join an independent group, you have to be that top 4%.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many people that try out for independent every single year.
Oh, trust me, I used to go.
Yeah, and you have to be in the top 4%. And, I can look at color guards that I'm teaching, and I can tell you who could have a chance at trying out for independent and who does not. And it's really solely based on the ones that practice. I know who practices because I can see it.
Yeah, there's times I'll look at my kids and I'll be like, hey, Sally Lou, did you practice this week?
I can tell.
Yeah.
It's immediate for me, especially now that I'm more seasoned as an instructor. I have all this time under my belt. I can literally look at a color guard after being with them for a couple months and be like, that person practices.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Same.
So, but back to our kind of our topic, but, student director, relationships. I mean,
wow.
I think
we veered off real good.
Yeah, we did. That's okay. But, also too, as an instructor, it is your job to, create a good relationship with your kids, with no matter if they're performers in high school or independent. You need to form a good relationship, so you need to care about them.
Yep.
You need to care about them because that will give them a reason to follow you. And then on top of that, you need to be their leader.
Yeah.
You can't be their friend. And even though it's not like parenting a child, because I don't have children, I don't parent children,
Neither do I.
But I can tell you this, it is a similar relationship in a sense that I'm not your friend. I am the rule setter, and I am the rule enforcer.
Yep.
And we have to abide by these rules, and you're not always going to like me.
Yeah.
But that's part of my job as a color guard director. Is part of my job is you're not always going to like me, and I don't like that. I want my kids to like me. I want my performers to like me. I want my colleagues to like me, and all of that kind of stuff. Everybody wants everybody to like each other. But I know, and I've gotten used to it over these years, that my kids are not always going to like me.
You're not going to make everybody happy.
I'm not going to make everybody happy.
Unfortunate truth.
And that is what it is. And I have to be okay with that. And sometimes it's really hard on me.
Oh, trust me, I get it.
I care so deeply. I am so passionate about the schools that I teach at. If I take on a school, I am 100% committed.
Oh, yeah.
And I am 100% pedal to the metal, floor, ready to go. Like, I will be there, and I will do everything that I can to make this program successful. But you have to realize, as an instructor, that you are not always going to be those performers' friends. And I think that's where these instructors cross the line.
Yep.
And they become friends with their kids because they don't want to be hated by their kids.
Yeah.
And that's where you have to be okay with being disliked.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And if you can't handle that, then this is not the profession for you.
No. Like, Colorguard cannot be a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Like you just can't be that person in Colorguard because it's like a live document. It's a live canvas, It's something that is always being changed and developed and reimagined and recreated, So like I said earlier, you have to face the music of you're not going to make everybody happy.
Yeah.
So,
and
but
it's
what
so
you can
hard.
do,
it's so hard.
But what you can do is you can meet your students with equity, instead of equality, because not everybody needs the same thing.
Exactly.
And so you have to meet everybody with what they have.
Yep.
And then possibly give them the tools to then be able to lift up to whatever standard you have for them.
Yep. And that kind of goes back to like the favoritism part, like I have to give more attention to rookies sometimes, or I have to give more attention to a soloist sometimes, because that one soloist, they're depending strictly on me to give them choreography and guidance and all that stuff because they're the only one, right? Yeah. They have to be perfect. But then, the rookies, they're trying to get to the level that the rest of the color guard is at.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the color guard is, for example, I don't know, tossing a 45, right? Well, the rookie can't just come in and just automatically toss a 45, right?
Unless they do,
which is a miracle, but which most of the time they're not, but you have to give more attention to those rookies to get them to the same level as the rest of the color guard, which in performers' eyes sometimes shows that, oh, they're favoriting that person. No, I am trying to get these people up to your level. Yep. You already know the skill. Now you know what I need you to do to continue perfecting that skill. That's on you.
That was my battle last year, like with this group, because I had a group of 16 or 17 kids, and about 5 or 6 of them were vets, and the rest were all rookies.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the vets saw how like stressful it was to get all these rookies to learn the basics, to learn the fundamentals, to learn.
You had a lot of rookies.
I did. But do I regret it this year?
No.
It was worth the journey. But especially during winter guard season, I had to, because they don't know what winter guard is, so I hate to say I have to hold their hands, but essentially I had to hold their hands and teach them, the ways of winter. And
the ways of winter guard.
Yes. And my vets would get so mad and then always call me out and be like, well, you're favoritizing the freshmen and the sophomores right now. And I'm like, but don't you know how to do this? What do you mean I'm favoritizing them?
Don't you know how to do this skill already?
Well, and so I would throw it back on my leadership, and I'd be like, well, I'd really appreciate it if y'all could step up and help me with teaching these rookies then.
Yeah.
Because then that would speed this process along.
Dude, the best thing that a performer leadership can do is keep up with the rookies.
I had one, and
Holy
she did a
moly.
phenomenal job with that last year. She had so much
It's
patience.
such like a relief off my shoulders when I know that my leadership is going to these younger, newer, performers.
Yep.
And they're saying, hey, I am free after school at this time if you need help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they actually like set up times like, hey, I'm free during this time. Like, I'll eat lunch I'll eat dinner during this time. But from this time to this time, I'm free if you want to come find me.
No, I had.
Then it's up to the rookie to go find them. And then it shows if that rookie's really dedicated to this or not,
Oh, yeah.
But that leadership, when they do that without asking, it is such a weight off of the instructor's shoulders, because now I'm not having to carry that burden. It's now delegated to somebody else that might be really good at it at that time, because they're also a performer, so they can relate to this rookie.
Yeah. I had a senior last year. She was one of my leaders. She recruited like half of the rookies.
Oh my god.
Okay. And
I need that.
After an hour and a half after school rehearsal, in Texas heat, no big deal. She would offer to stay late.
Wow.
For anybody who needed extra help. And it wasn't like
that's a 4%er right there.
And she was a 1%er. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of the 4%.
And it wasn't like one day a week.
Yeah.
It was literally Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
God.
She allotted extra time.
Imagine having an entire color guard like that.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Oh, it's just and that, and this kind of wraps back into the solo part.
Oh, she got because she did that. I did reward her. I gave her a big winter guard solo, like I think it was like 2 or 3 16s.
And it's those actions. It's those actions that earn solos. Who are you? What are you doing to help me as an instructor?
She got the Ballad 2 solo during marching season. Like, I took care of her because she was taking care of me on the low. And I didn't realize she was doing that until one day I saw them coming in like a good 45 minutes after marching band rehearsal ended. I was like, why are y'all just getting in? And they're like, oh, so-and-so was helping us. She was helping us with like the choreography for movement 3. We just couldn't get it when you taught it. So she said she would help us later. And I was like,
God,
does she do this all the time? And they're like, yeah. If we don't have a stadium rehearsal, she offers whatever time after.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was floored.
And that also goes on top of like who I select as leadership too. The best performers are not the best leaders. I actually talk about that in my course. I actually have a section that's labeled a good spinner does not equal a good instructor or leader, and it's because just because you're good at the sport does not mean that you have the skill set to lead the people and care about them. It doesn't mean that you care about your team. It just means that you're good at the skill.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
It's on this topic, but I was really interested in getting a certain set of leadership that I was looking at from the candidate, from the kids that were being retained for this coming year. Have you ever planted that seed and just casually mentioned, I know leadership auditions coming up, and remember, the strongest spinner isn't always the best leader.
Oh, 100%.
Have you ever?
Oh, I always talk about that.
Oh, I did that, and you don't know, the people I was praying would apply, they then applied.
Oh, nice. Yeah, again, and this is going to go, I'm not the only one, and you're not the only one that thinks like this. A lot of color guard directors think like this. And that goes for high school and independent. If you want to be on the leadership, what are you doing for the instructors and the program to earn that spot?
Well, and I feel like...
What is your personality? Are you nice? Do you care?
I feel like once they've earned that leadership position, I feel like it makes them want to work harder to be a better spinner.
Yeah.
And, sometimes
100%.
Sometimes it's just that equity component. They just don't have the tools they need because they've been given the same thing. Yeah. And it's they don't get it that way. I have one, I can just, I can't verbally tell them anything. I have to physically show them.
Yeah. So they're a kinesthetic learner.
Exactly. And it's like, that's fine, I'm cool with that. So I just literally show them and they got it. And then I have like half the guard is over here like, we need the audio and kinesthetic, please. And I'm like, I got you. Like, so
I always combine and teach the audio and visual learner together. And then I'm easily able to pick out, okay, who are my kinesthetic learners? Because those are the people that are struggling. Because my audio learners and my visual learners, I taught those at the same time when I was teaching whatever I was teaching. So those people are picking it up pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Then the ones that are struggling, I know that those are my kinesthetic learners.
Yeah. I had
to go up to them and be like, this is how you do it with your flag.
I was a kinesthetic learner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember, funny story, it was my sophomore year. I had a Colorguard bestie with me. We were cutting up hard at rehearsal. Like, we were making up our own rifle choreo while we were supposed to be learning rifle choreo.
Oh, God.
And then, like, the Colorguard director, he just goes, okay, let's do a run through. I hope y'all two are paying attention. Me and my bestie, we just look at each other. We're like, oh, no. And, like, we made it. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. And,
I love that energy.
And he was just like, y'all are just so lucky right now. Like, you could tell he was mad that we got it. But he was, like, low-key impressed at the same time.
Yeah. So. I feel like, different learners, they just need that avenue of you teaching it. And I feel like, and this is with all teachers, right? All professors, all coaches in any sport. I feel like the mass majority of instructors, teachers, coaches, whatever, all teach the audio learners and completely leave the visual and kinesthetic learners in the dust. And you, again, as an instructor, have to take the time to research how to teach, which if you take my course, I break all of that down.
Oh, yeah.
I break every single type of learner down, how to teach that learner. I do it all in that course, that basic course. And, that is what you need to grow to be successful as an instructor for your color guard.
Yeah.
And again, wrapping it back in, if you are a color guard director or instructor that does not take the time to actually learn how to teach and how to run a program or get a mentor or anything, if you don't take the time to do that, your color guard will not function appropriately, and you will have favoritism. You will have a broken program. You will
have those clicks that you'll trying
have
to
those
avoid.
Clicks, and then on top of that, all the administrative stuff. You won't have parents that are happy with you because you're not communicating with them.
Yep.
You will not have all of your administrative stuff, your budget stuff will be all out of whack because you didn't take the time to learn how to be a color guard instructor and how to avoid all of those things that we are talking about right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I have a question about your leadership course.
Yeah.
Is it only geared towards color guard, or
yes.
So could a band
100% color guard driven?
But could a band kid take it and get something out of it?
Yeah, a band kid could take the leadership performer course. They could take that one because it's all talking about like how to communicate with your instructors, how to communicate with your performers, how to be a good leader for your team. So that's it's going to use color guard topics like flag and rifles and stuff. Could a band member, like all of the band leadership, take it and easily turn it into saxophone, trombone, whatever? Yeah. It's talking about being a leader on your team.
But it's focused on color guard.
It is focused on color guard, and the reason why I did all of the stuff geared strictly towards color guard is because color guard does not have barely anything out there specifically for color guard performers in leadership, specifically for color guard instructors. And that is what I don't like about our community right now. If we have it, it's very hard to find, or it's not very detailed,
or it costs $1,000,
or it costs $1,000 to even attend in another state, and not on top of all of your travel fees, your
room and board,
your food, your PTO to fly out there if you have another job.
If you have PTO.
If you have PTO, that's time off of work that you now have to consume. Like, people can't afford that. So $95 to literally get customized,
and that's the Colorguard
information,
right?
This is the Colorguard Basic Course, the Colorguard Instructor Basic Course. Literally $95 to jumpstart your career as a Colorguard instructor, or even just get foundational information about being a Colorguard instructor. It's absolutely fantastic.
That is a deal.
Strictly geared towards Colorguard. All the terms, all the everything. You are going to learn how to teach a kinesthetic learner, an audio learner, and a visual learner from a Colorguard director, teaching you how to do it as a Colorguard instructor.
Hell yeah.
I do breakdown videos. I do all of that stuff. Like, and it's all Colorguard. And only Colorguard.
I love that.
And I think that our Colorguard community needs it, and that's why I created it.
No, that's genius, because honestly, me personally, I can't afford that $1,000.
I can't afford to go to, you know, whatever state and go. Like, there's great programs that offer in-person stuff. I can't afford to do that.
No, I wish I could afford to do it.
Yeah, that'd be great. If I was a millionaire, I'd do a lot of stuff.
Oh, yes, I would.
You know, but I can't afford to spend, you know, $500 to $1,000 on the activity alone, like the week-long in-person course, not including all of my travel fees, food and room and board and rental car and all that kind of stuff. That's also cost money. That's $2,000. You're spending $3,000 to go to an in-person week course.
I'd rather go to Hawaii for a week.
Oh wait. Oh wait. So yeah, that's me personally. I'm gearing all of my stuff towards specifically Colorguard people, because I think that that's what we need in this community.
Now, yes, I love that. But the reason why I brought up the band kids is because I know in the band kid side of it, they have more opportunities, but compared to Colorguard, like, yeah,
agreed.
So,
and you know what? Band kids could take that Colorguard
leadership course,
performer leadership course, and get a lot of great information out of it.
I think it could double over.
100%.
So all you band directors out there, better go get your kids signed up for that.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
Literally all of my performer stuff that is geared towards like high schoolers is going to be free.
And I'm sure like they could take that stuff if they choose to, like your intern. I bet if he had taken that course in high school, he could have probably applied some of it into.
Oh yeah, you can put it in your resume.
Yeah.
You literally put it in your resume. You put it underneath education, courses that you've completed and gotten a certificate for.
There we
go. It's great. So
that's great. Well, I would like to add one more thing to that. To our story that we veered off topic again, you know? Actually,
we didn't. We stayed pretty on topic that time.
Yeah, this one was way closer compared to last time. But one thing I would like to advise to like Colorguard directors that are having trouble with their classroom management would probably be like create a treatment agreement. And what that treatment agreement is, it's pretty much just a big giant circle, and it has 3 components to it, and it's teacher to student, student to teacher, student to student.
Yep.
And it's just you're creating rules for your classroom, and our classroom is on the field, off the field, in a band hall, in a gym, in a field house. Our classroom can be anywhere, but it's just pretty much stating how teacher to student, how the students want the teacher to treat them. So the students are telling you how to treat them. And then student to teacher, that's you telling them, and then they can add to that. And then the last one is student to student, and that's the students saying how they want to be treated with each other. And the director can also add things in there, and that is your treatment agreement for the year. And it can be a living document too. It can be something you add to, you know, if you needed.
Create like a little poster. That would be fun during the first week of like band camp or something after lunch. Create a poster.
No, I was gonna do that on the 22nd with my kids.
That's such a good idea.
And then, you know, my kids, we are a group of people. And
we are a group of people.
And we are a very interesting group of people. And we love stickers.
I love me a good sticker.
So I was going to let my kids sign this poster and put a sticker next to their name.
I love that.
Yeah. And then also another great management like classroom management procedure, especially to help with that favoritism aspect, is it sounds bad, it sounds very elementary, but a sticker chart. And it's just, you have the names across the top, and then you have all the skills, all the vocabulary that your kids are learning, like tosses, tricks, like technique blocks if you have multiple versions, you know, and they get a sticker for every time they've mastered an element.
You should do with behavior too.
That
if they have, like, you know, if they're helping, you know, per other teammates with stuff, you know, they can like get a sticker for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that would be
because that would also, you know,
and then they can like turn in their
other
stickers for something, like make like an incentive chart
yeah.
for them. I mean, I normally, if I see that like one of my students is going above and beyond what they're asked to do, like I had one color guard member help out Pitt most of marching season last year.
So awesome. I love it when my kids do that.
She was a sophomore and she just, out of the kindness of her heart, helped. So I would like,
I have one of those too that always helps with stuff.
Yeah, I would just come and surprise her with a Sonic drink.
Yeah.
My kids love Sonic drinks. So that's like an easy win right there.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I love the sticker chart thing because, again, like, you know, even though they're in high school, they still like those, like, you know, rewards. And, you know, the sticker chart is really, and me personally, you know, again, because the best leaders are not always the best spinners, and I would want to award that as well. Like, if you are taking time out of your day to help somebody, like, that should also be awarded. Like, I would make a section for that too, like, yeah, you know, because that should be recognized, you know?
Yeah,
so yeah, I love that.
I mean, and I think the vocabulary sticker chart helped so much with the self-confidence within my group, because they were so green last year that so many of them were so self-conscious about their abilities and their worth within the guard that, like, I was pulling my hair out by October because I kept having to give them that verbal affirmation, which they are phenomenal for how fast they came up. But it's like,
you do have I have a lot of those kids too. They're just like, Kaylin, just tell me that I'm good. And I'm like, bro, you are. Like, am I not saying it enough? Apparently I'm not. You are amazing.
Exactly. So, but so like, and I'm not there all day, so I can't, like, they can't just come to me, you know, and just come talk to me, because they've asked me so many times, like, why aren't you here in the morning before school starts? Like, we would really love to, like, sit and talk with you. No, because I'm at a clinic working with my nonverbal autistic friends, teaching them how to society better. Like, no, but it's like, and I tell them all the time, like, I really wish I could be there in the mornings to, like, sit there, because most of the time they just want to, like, talk to me and like pick my brain about subjects. And, you know, sometimes we'll have time to do that after rehearsal, but most of the time we're tired and we don't want to do that. But with this,
I always come to rehearsal early, and I do have a group of kids that always find me.
Yes.
They always find me and want to hang out with me, and I'm just like,
my new
hiding
spot's the percussion room. Not many of them have found me in.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, because
my percussion director has a office that I can start hiding out in.
Yeah. Well, me and the percussion director are getting, like, kind of closer. So, like, it's just like, so we can go hide in there. And so hopefully they don't find me yet.
I love having staff that is close knit.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, because I feel like my staff is really close knit, like my band director, assistant band director, and percussion director. Like, and then obviously, like, color guard, we're super close, but it's really nice to have, like, staff that,
because then, like, you can
just vibes, you know.
Exactly. And then, like, it's like, you know, you're all going through it together, regardless what, like, the day was.
We're all tired, we're all beaten down, we're all sad because we have to yell at these kids, like.
But if those kids are seeing that their directors from band all the way to guard are all, like, close with each other, vibing, we're all, like, good chemistry, you don't know how many times the band has laughed at something I've said to the director. Like, and they're just like,
the band kids last year. I get it almost every year because because if you don't know, I am hearing impaired. I didn't know.
I did know that.
Yeah, so I am hearing impaired, and so naturally I'm really loud because that's just who I am. Like, I'm just naturally really loud. But I say some of the off, like,
Out
of pocket things.
Mm-hmm.
And the band kids, I don't even have examples for it, right?
Oh, no.
But like I don't know, I don't even have examples, but I'll like say something crazy, like I'm like, yeah, I don't know, I'll say like, whoa, what was that? Are we all in a car wash together? What are we doing?
I say that all the time.
All right, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8 is a, yeah. And the kids will, like, the band kids, because I'm screaming, right?
Yeah.
And there'll just be, like, band kids standing in front of me, and they're just, like, laughing. They're like, ha, 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 car wash. Like, Kaylin's so weird.
Yeah. Yeah. No, same. Like,
So-
my band director looked at me sideways when I said, wow, y'all really look like you're in a car wash today. He's like, that's a good thing, right? They're clean. I'm like, no, that's not a good thing. You know how car washes just have everything going on at once? That's what that means. And he's like, oh, so they're not clean. Oh,
No.
but we can get them clean. Don't worry. When the car comes out is when the car is clean.
We need a good old Bucky's car wash.
Oh my, Bucky! Don't get me started on Bucky's car wash. Those are really good.
Yes, those are good.
But no, back to the sticker chart. Like it gave them something tangible to like receive, knowing that I've just mastered the one-handed 45. Oh my gosh, sweet! And then they see their progress through the season or the year, however long you choose to do it, and it just like encourages them and pushes them the more to go. I have one that it's like she makes it a mission. Okay, I've got this sticker. Next, what am I doing next? And she was 3 away from closing out all her stickers.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I was looking at it today because it's like when you walk into the guard room, from the doorway, you look and it's right there on the wall and you can see it. Like, I'll take a picture and send it to you.
Yeah, I want to see it. Maybe I'll like post it on my stories on Instagram if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll just black out all the kids'
black
names.
out all the kids'
But
names. Yeah, if you guys want to, like, again, like, I do post a lot of, like, I'm going to take a picture after this episode and post it on the stories, because I did post on stories that we didn't have an episode to post on Monday. And I said that we probably won't post until next Monday unless we're able to re-record this week. So I am going to, like, post on our stories on Instagram saying, you know, we're going to post this. I'm going to try to edit this tonight. Okay. And upload it for tomorrow on Thursday.
Hopefully, because I won't be in town.
Girl.
I'm going to Hawaii.
That's okay.
No, I get to go to a beach, and then like
so awesome.
I am 0.5 miles away from the beach, and I'm also 0.5 miles away from the nearest mountain.
Oh,
so I'll be going from the beach to hiking. I'll be doing both of my hobbies.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
And then I'm going to the pineapple dole plantation facility.
Oh, that's
I'll be
cool.
seeing where the majority of our pineapples come from.
Wow.
And then I'll get a free Dole Whip.
Heck yeah, I love Dole Whip. Reminds me of Disney.
Right?
Disney World. Oh man, this is a good one though. Thank you for being my first conversating person that I talk about with a story submission.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad I can be the first.
Yeah, I know, this is exciting. Well, if you ever want to come back as a host, just let me know.
Hit me up. I'll be here.
Yeah, I would really like to know, like, maybe we can do it again during like marching band season. We talk about like how we're doing.
Do a mid-season check-in.
Yeah, like mid-season check-in or something, you know, because I know that we are not going to see each other during marching band.
Oh no!
Like,
once Bandtober starts, it's over.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're going to some competitions that we're going to.
I'll send you our calendar.
Yeah, send it to me. I'd be interested to see if any of them match up, but probably not, because you're more north. So do you guys usually travel or like? So
I know we're going to Salina on the 12th.
Okay.
We're doing the Aubrey Invitational, or the Aubrey Classic. Excuse me. The BOA we're going to is in Prosper.
Oh, okay. I know that one.
That one's also on the 12th. So we're doing BOA in the morning.
Oh, no.
And then we're doing Salina in the evening.
Oh, that's such a long day.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, I don't miss those double competition days.
What else are we doing? We have a region contest, and then we have area. And then I know we're doing one more marching contest, because every weekend in October we're doing something.
Yeah, I think we're doing everything in October as well, like every weekend.
Yeah, so
I'll have to look at it because I can't remember, but... Well, yeah, we'll do another check-in, and then maybe even start talking about Winter Guard, because, y'all, I start planning for Winter Guard in September. So maybe we'll start, talking about that and seeing where you're at and all that kind of stuff. Because you think that it's early, but
it's not.
It's not, because October is so busy that you just don't have time. And then November, it's almost like too late to pick everything, because then you're having to pick costumes and floors, and like all of those things have to be ordered like at the beginning of November.
Oh yeah.
For you to get them on time. So you need to start planning for your winter guard season in September.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? We're already in July, y'all.
Yep. We got like what?
This
2
is
months?
Crazy. Like, oh my gosh. Like my time is already gone. Like my summer vacation is already done, you know? So yeah, maybe we'll do like a September episode where you can come in and we can start talking about like what we're kind of like leaning towards, what we're thinking. Because also I think the circuit schedule will be out in September.
Well, we have the skeleton schedule out already.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have locations on it yet.
Yeah, and I want to know what schools are signing up for locations this year, because I want to know where them good hospitality rooms are at.
Oh, you don't get me started there. Like I have my list already, and I'm praying that some of them go into Saturday contests. Yeah. Because
it's the first time that I've ever experienced a Friday competition coming to Texas.
It's draining.
It's awful. I hate it.
Okay, so imagine, trust me. Imagine having a Friday night contest with one group and then turning around at 6 a.m. the next morning with another group.
No, I can't.
That was me this season.
No.
I don't know why I did that to myself.
No.
I will not do that again.
It's awful. No way. So maybe we can do like a September episode together and we can talk about like what we're thinking for September. So, you know, show wise and stuff. Friends. Well, thank y'all so much for listening. Again, make sure that you follow us on all of our social media platforms. Make sure you also follow Mariam on her social media. Her TikTok is Spinning Swifty. Yep. And then mine is all Colorguard Creative. So make sure you follow us on all of those things. If it's a social media platform, we probably have it. If we don't, then it'll be there eventually. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And thank you for being patient. Also having to re-record this episode. I really appreciate you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
Good luck at band camp.
Bye.
Bye.